Hi guys, a continuation of the Manic Miner video. This week I fix up the text and the air supply. I was going to try and get the mobs moving, but we're going to leave that for another week. But there's a lot of tidying up still to be done, but it's starting to look a lot like Manic Miner, which is awesome. So I can't wait to plow on with this series of videos, but we're going to start this one after the fade. So last time we got so this is again is the state of play. We have these objects. I still don't have the keys in the right position because I still think that it's wrong, but we'll leave it as is just now, and we will plow ahead and we'll try and get some moving graphics in here. So this is our horrible room store. Bit of code here, but you know, it is what it is, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. All right, so we have our items in here, and we have our portal that we did as well. So if I do hashtag portal, I can't spell portal. So you see that we've done our portal down here. So the next thing that we need to worry about is portal item graphic is the air. So that is hash air instead of that air. So the amount of air you have in the room is held at offset 700 and 701. Okay, so I am going to do, what do we need here? The value held at offset A is A plus 32, where A is the column that the air goes up to. Effectively, you have a 4 character, A minus 4 characters of air as the air starts at column 4. Default value for offset is 63, i.e. A equals 31. But in many of my caverns, I give here reduced air supply. Okay. Okay, so the value held in there is the number of pixels of air in half. Okay. Number of pixels of air you have. Okay, so I was going to do it this way. There are bugs associated with doing. So it's de-recommended. De-recommended. I've never heard de-recommended before, but okay. So this is the value of air. So I'm going to do byte air size equals, and it's going to be importer dot read byte, just read, and then we subtract that from 32, and that gets us our, we need to cast this to byte because obviously everything's a byte. Am I quiet? Is it just my voice not project? Doesn't feel like it's projecting. Anyway, and then we have our byte air pixels equals importer dot read, and that gives us our value there. So how am I going to do this? I think I kind of want to have this as being animated. But I don't know whether to do it today or leave it for another day. Because the pixels, let me just go back to here, Manic Miner, and I don't want central cavern. Oh, that's a horrible one, that one. So yeah, so if we go to here, you see that we've got 4, there's always 4 less than that. So he said it's 31. Did he say 31? No. Effectively, you have A minus 4 characters of air. Okay, so it's A minus 4 characters of air. So that is 30. And then that's another minus 4 on top of that as well. Whew. 4. Because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've got 4 there, and then you've got the remainder there, because that's your 32nd. You start off at 0 over here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, da, 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 up to 31 columns. So hopefully when I run this, air size, I reckon, should probably be, he said it's going to be 31 minus 4, so it should be 27-ish. I'm just going to run that and give it a bit of a sanity check. That'll be a no then. Okay, so air pixels looks like it's good. Air size does not look like it's good. So air pixels is 252, which I think is, yeah, so there's 252 there, which is about right because it's 2 pixels away from there. So my idea is that I'm going to take this value here and then I'm going to shift it 1 pixel to the left every second, and then I'm going to fill it in with 255. That's my plan anyway. But you'll notice that in here, these are actually offset, so there's actually 2 pixels up the top there, 2 pixels down here, and then so that gives us 4 pixels because it's an 8x8 character grid. So I want to have 4 pixels here. So okay, and the air is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So there's 10 red there. And that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 17. So row 17 on the screen. Okay. Well, let's draw that. So there are room renderer. Room renderer. I want to draw some pixels. So really I should start commenting this code because it's terrible. But it's kind of debuggy just now, so it's not too bad. However, I will put in some helper code in here so that I can figure this out. So draw the air supply. Okay, so the air supply is going to be screen dot set attribute, and then it's going to be 0 long, 17 down, and then it is gonna be paper is gonna be red. Sorry, ink is gonna be white. Paper is gonna be red. It's gonna be false for that, and then true for that. But I think it. So do I need to do for int x equals 0, x less than 10, x plus plus? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Is that what I need to do? And then I want to do the same thing again, but this time from 10 to 32, and then instead of 2, it's going to be green, which is 4, I think, if I remember my spectrum correctly. Spectrum colors, trying to count across there. Okay, apparently I've got it flashing though, which is not good, and there's also a bit of corruption there as well. I think that's okay though. So it's flashing, so we don't want it to flash. So I don't know why I put true in there. So I want it to be false and false. And so we can play that there. So that's good. So that's starting to look a bit more central caverny. So that's our caverny bit there. We also want to draw the room title. So for int x equals 0, x less than 32, x plus plus. So we want to make this, we want to make this yellow paper. Yeah, yellow paper, and black ink. So set attribute screen dot set attribute, and this is where like doing all these kind of, and I can't emphasize this enough, if you do like little helper classes to make it easier for you when you're coding your own games. I know this is a remake, but doing things like creating a class just to handle the spectrum stuff makes it a lot easier than having to figure out how to do that inside your own code. Because now it's just trivial. Now all we need to do is just call this set attribute function, and then we can change the attribute of an entire block just on the fly. So it's really cool that you can build these things yourself. For whatever game you're wanting to do. Okay, so we want ink, which is black, paper, which is 6 for yellow, and then false and false again. Actually, these are false and false, so we can just leave these out. So I don't know why I'm putting these in. These are defaulting to false, which makes sense. Okay, so here we go. There's our. I don't want to run it. I just want to play it in here. And so now we've got yellow along there, and then we have our thing there. Okay, that's fine. So now it's starting to look Manic Minor like now. So this is our game here. We got the main thing up there. We got all that there. The only thing we need to do is get these things in here, marching. What do you call them? Minor Willies. Yes, he's called Minor Willie. And then get these moving, collision detection, and a couple of things. So we've still got a bit to do, but not too much. Okay, and now I want to have my room. So my room store is there. And where are we? The rooms. Where's my room? Room data. Here we go. So room data. I want to have. What I want to have. I want to have public. Int. Air supply. Actually, no, I don't. I want to have public air supply. And then I want to have public air supply current air supply. I'm going to leave that just now. Let me think about that a little bit more. Okay, so I want to create another class called air supply that is going to have where is this? By the way, if you're using Unity and you want to find out where you are, like let's say we're starting to get a lot of files now. So let's say you're over here and you were in this file here, but you want to find out where this file is, the room data is. If you hold down the control key and then press the back square bracket and then the S, so one after the other. So hold down control and then tap the opening square bracket and then S, so tap tap. So I'll do it loud so you know that I'm typing two separate ones, but you've got to do it after like quick succession. You see that it actually highlights the script in Solution Explorer. So rather than going into finding it and all that kind of stuff, you can just do tap tap and then it takes you straight there, which is really handy because then you can just do right click, add, and then whatever new class you want, and it's going to be inside that part there. So I'm going to do this. I don't like this thing here. I prefer having cleaner classes, but whatever. Cleaner templates, I should say. So air supply is just a plain old C# class. And it's going to have public int, and there's going to be length, and then public byte tip set. So that's the starting tip. So for that, I'm going to assume. So I'm going to go back to my room renderer, and I'm going to say that I want to draw for int x equals 0, x less than, and then this is going to be int, excuse me, air supply length equals, let's make it 10. So less than 10 and then x plus plus. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to have a byte. I want to create a row. Okay, let me just think. I want to create a block, an 8x8 character block that has 2 blank lines at the top, 2 blank lines at the bottom, 4 filled in lines in the middle, and then we're going to draw that the entire length of the air supply. And then at the very end, we're going to fill in what the tip value has, and when the tip gets to 0, then we're going to subtract 1 from the length and then add a full length of tip to the end, if that makes sense. Okay, it makes kind of sense in my head. So air block, I'm going to call it air block because why not, equals new byte, and this is going to be 0, 0, 255, 255, 255, 255, 0, 0. This is how we used to do this in the old days. And it's basically, this is what we're doing again. So this is the first 2 blank lines, then we have 4 filled in lines, then we have 2 blank lines. And then I'm going to draw the sprite. And how do I draw the sprite? Well, I use my screen draw sprite function. So I can just do screen.draw sprite, and then I'm going to specify the x plus, and then it is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's x plus 4, and then the y is going to be 17, because that's where the air supply is, and then the number of columns is 1, the number of rows is 1, and then the data is going to be our air block. Okay, so this is going to draw 10 blocks of air, one after the other, on the 17th row in white ink. Okay, so there's our 10 blocks. So obviously we need to make it a little bit longer than that. So let's make that 20 blocks. Actually, it should be 27, I think I said. So 27 should be the maximum amount that we've got. So yes, there's 27 blocks. So the last block is so our current block, so this is a mono behavior. So we're going to have to create some kind of, let's do this, to do hack, adding this variable in because it's convenient for now. This should be replaced with another class, something else at least. So I don't want it to be in here, but I'm going to put these variables in here just now. So air head is going to be 252, which is fine, and then my float counter ticker equals 0f. Actually, you know what? I don't need to do that. What I can do is I can down here I can do start coroutine lose air. enumerator lose air, and then I can do while true. Again, this is let me mark this as hack. Yield return new wait for seconds 1. So I'm going to wait for 1 second, and then what I'm going to do is I am going to say that airhead is equals airhead shifted 1, and then I'm going to say airhead equals airhead and OXFF, because I only want to have, I don't want it to shift all the way up. I don't want to have, I just have, let me give me a sec here. Okay, so we have terrible CAD, Dave CAD drawing here, if anybody watches the EV blog. So I have this block here, I don't know if you can see that, there you go, that's it. So I have this here, so I have a value over here, I have a 1 over in this corner here. Now what I can do is, when I shift that, when I shift that way, and that moves this one from in that block to in that block, and then it moves it to this one, and so on. But I don't want it to fall off the edge there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mask, and this is what I'm doing here, which is I'm taking this this mask out, and I'm saying only give me the first 8 bits of the number. And then I'm going to say if airhead equals 0, then I'm going to subtract 1 from this value here. Where are we? Air supply length. So air supply length is 27. So I'm going to put this up here now as well. So I'm just going to hack this in just now because I just want to see some animation, to be honest. I'm going to then subtract 1 from that value. Okay. And then I'm going to say airhead equals 255, because then that'll just make it go further down there. So it starts off at 252 and it goes all the way down to there. So actually this is going to be while air supply length is greater than 0 and airhead yeah, greater than 0. Air supply length is greater than 0. Yeah, that's fine. That'll work. So okay, because if it gets to -1, that means the game's over, and if the game's over, then we can go and squash Minor Willy, which will come up soon-ish. Okay, so now we run this. Are we gonna tick? Is anything doing that? I don't see it moving. I don't see it moving at all. Is it moving? Let's do print airhead. Oh yeah, we also need to do that as well. So we need to do for byte air tip equals block equals new byte, and then it's going to be 0, 0, and then it's going to be 4 of these, so 4 airheads. So that's going to be that, 0, 0, and we'll probably have to convert these to bytes as well because it won't like them. So we should probably made them bytes in the first place, but we can go back and tidy that up because we've all got a to-do up there anyway. And then I want to say I want to draw out that block, and then I want to draw that at. Actually, I don't want to do a for loop. I just want to do x plus 4 plus. There we go. Oh, we're going dark. We're going dark. Disable. It is going to be, actually, let's just leave it as x plus 4, because that should actually, we should just leave it as x. That should draw at the very end there. But of course x is inside there, so that's going to be air supply length, so that's going to be 4 plus air supply length plus 1. So technically 5. Plus air supply length, okay. 17.11, okay. And I think that should be it. Air block, air supply length. So start coroutine not getting called, maybe. Let's find out. Do you know why? It's because this isn't getting called. Okay, so this is everything's fine. All right, so what we need to do is we need to take all of this code out here, and okay. So now what we need to do is well, we really want to have two coroutines. So we want to have one coroutine that goes away and grabs. So that one there is the texture, spectrum screen. Okay, create that. To be clear, how do we clear the spectrum screen? Yeah, see, we probably shouldn't have any of this stuff in here. So okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out all this code here, all this stuff here, and I'm going to do Control X. Then I'm going to do start coroutine draw screen, and then I'm going to pass in the data. And I'm going to say enumerator draw screen, and it's going to take in room data. And I'm just going to paste everything in there, and then I think that's okay. And then this is going to be while actually this is going to be the same value in here. So while the air supply is still going, so all of that again, and again we'll tidy this up. I promise we'll tidy this up. And we also need to, instead of this for loop here, we want to do this. Let me just close some of these here. At the very end, we want to do yield return new wait for yield return null. Actually, let's just try and do this as often as possible and see what problems we get into. I don't see if we should get into any problems. It should be fine, but this should at least get us some kind of animation, because it will be drawing as fast as we can, but we won't be updating. You see that we dropped this, so it's 254, 248. So it was working. Okay. Did something there. Not quite. I thought what it thought it was going to do, but okay. is that not working? Okay. So air supply length gets subtracted by -1. Is air supply length getting reset somewhere? So I mean, each one of these pixels should be a tick. So if you're at 252, that means you've got 6 seconds, and then you get 8 seconds on top of that. So I mean, you've got quite a bit of time. I mean, then you get like, it's like a minute and a half or something for each room ish. So okay, so what am I doing wrong here? So this isn't updating as neatly as I thought it would do. So do I have to do screen.clear? Why am I not getting that? There is a clear, isn't there? I did put in a clear. I'm sure I put in a clear. Yeah, I did put in a clear. Clear X. Why is it clear X? So that awakens it, and then there's no clear after that? Really? Really? Well, that's just dumb. Okay. I really should have a clear. Why don't I have a clear? Is that not called by anything else? That's it? We just do it on the awake? No, I don't like that. Okay, I'm going to make that clear, and then I'm going to do X. I'm going to change that to clear. I'm going to make that public, because that makes no sense having that not there. Okay, so I want to do screen.clear, and then I'm going to clear it to 7 ink, 0 paper, false, and that should be it. Okay, so that should clear everything, and then redraw the screen all in one go. So we should start seeing things across on the screen now. So no, we're still not getting it there. And then it seems to jump to there. Yeah, it's animating a little bit. It's because it's one more than it should be, that's why. So inside my room renderer, that should be 4. And then we should have, fingers crossed, we should have some animations in here now. Well, we shouldn't, it's not an animation, but it's an air supply. There you go, here's the air supply, ticking away. Perfect. I can almost hear, if I were a rich man, blasting through my Spectrum speakers. So yes, that's the air supply, and we can sort out the values for that in just a sec. Maybe what we should do now is we should get the Spectrum font working again, because it was kind of broken. Because I had this epiphany, because I was wondering how I could do the color clash, and I thought to myself, what I can do is I can use shaders, and then I thought I really don't want to write a shader, so I think shaders are for another day. For this thing though, I think going old school is going to make it a little bit easier to do, and we'll get to making it all object oriented and all that kind of good stuff. But for now, we're just getting the bits ready, and then we'll do a refactor at the end to try and bring everything together. Okay, so I have this char screen. Where are we? Char screen. Okay. So really, I don't want a char screen. What I want to do is I want to just draw on the screen. So where's my char screen? Char screen, where's that? Okay, char screen is in ZX Spectrum. Okay, so yeah, this is way too complicated. Okay. So I'm going to bring out that just now, and then we're going to start borrowing things from here. Okay, so the first thing is we have, where is the Spectrum font? See, I've got CLS in here. Text message. It's all very complicated, this. I don't know what I thought of this. Okay, so here's the resource file name here. Okay, so here is our char set, and then we're going to copy that to char set itself. Okay, char set equals that. Okay. Right, so Spectrum screen. Where is my Spectrum screen? So we're basically just going to get rid of this char screen because we don't really need it. So I'm going to take in that char set there, and I'm going to grab Spectrum screen. And I am going to put this in here. So into memory. Okay, so I'm going to load the character screen into memory. So I've done that, so I'm going to do that. And then this is char set. And I'm going to put this up. This is a mono behavior, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this up in here. Where's the public stuff? There's not any public. Maybe I don't. Okay, so I've got my tool set up there. Okay, so that goes away. I need my char set because that's my character set. The ZX Spectrum font. So that's my specky font. And then I don't want to clear anything. I don't want to load that. I don't want to create the texture because again, this is me thinking I was going to write color clash and all this kind of stuff inside a inside there, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to instead of print message there, is that private? Ugh. Did I have a, yeah, okay. Okay, just making things way too complicated as usual, and then when it comes down to the crunch, I fix everything and make it a little bit easier for people to do. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here, and it's going to be a lot easier because it's going to be the message and then X and Y. So print, actually let's make it the other way around, so it's going to be print at string message. Okay, and then info into the character set is that, and then what I want to do is I want to I don't actually need any of this stuff because I'm going to use my sprite to draw it, and then I am going to what I'm going to do, I am then going to try and grab let me see if I can do this. Just the old array.copy, and then I specify the source array, which is char set, and then the destination array. Oh yeah, that's what I need to do. So char block equals new byte 8 char block, and then I specify the length, but I can also specify the source index. So the source index is going to be offset into char set, and then the destination array, and then the destination index, which is 0, and then the length, which is 8, because it's 8 lines for each character. So that now gives me my char block, and then all I need to do is I just need to, I need to make that public as well. Public, and then I would then do draw sprite, and then that would be at x and y. The number of columns is 1, number of rows is 1, and then the data is char block. And that should be it. So that's a lot easier than doing it the other way. So I'm now going to take all of that and then comment it out again. So all that class goes away. I should probably delete that video as well. So apologies if you watched it, but you know, it's interesting, I guess. What's that complain about? Text screen refresher. Well, that can go as well. Again, we'll clean this all up. Okay, so our spectrum screen now has, if we give it a couple of seconds, our spectrum screen, char screen script, well, we can get rid of that, remove component. So our spectrum screen now has char set. So inside our renderer, our room renderer, we can now do print at, and then it's going to be, actually it's not going to be char screen, it's going to be screen, and then it's going to be print message that. Okay, so that does belong here now, and then we can get rid of that, and then we can do screen.print message. In fact, let's move this up to the right place. So that is the room title, so let's put the room title there, and then our other message is going to be in here, which is going to be 0, and then y is going to be 17, and it's going to be air. Okay, so now we should have air. So now our screen should look like this when we press play. So hopefully, fingers crossed. I was going to get the mobs in, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. Well, that didn't work. Argument can't be null, source array. So why is that not letting me do that? Probably because it is null. So because I haven't loaded it, that's why. Spectrum screen. So chart screen. It had that inside the awake, didn't it? Yeah, there you go. Load char set. That's what I'm missing from the spectrum screen. Okay. Spectrum screen. Here we go. So awake. Do I have an awake? I do. And then I'm going to do load the spec. And again, this could be any font. It doesn't have to be the ZX Spectrum font. It's just that Manic Miner didn't change the font, so it used the original Spectrum font. So, well, it's something. That looks like everything is being drawn on top of the other. I don't know about you, but that's what it looks like to me. So I'm going to do print message, and then draw sprite x, and then it's going to be x plus plus. So we're going to add 1 to x every time we do that, and then this should be it. It's got to be it. It's got to be it. What are we up to now? 46. Yes. All right, it's starting to look like Manic Miner. It's kind of uncanny. So this is the sort of template. This is what it should look like. And now we have this. So that's pretty cool. All right. Okay. So we need to fill in this area here with the high score and the score. So we'll do that just now, and then that'll, I think we'll finish that off for today. So we'll do, so the high score and score is all one bit of text. So we're going to cheat. So we're going to do, so Spectrum Screen Room Renderer. So this is my format for this. So is going to be hack to do scores don't live here. The format can stay though. So string, and it's going to be score format equals. Actually, this would be const string score format equals, and then it's going to be high score 0 to, I think you put in 6. I think that's right. And then 1, 2, 3. Score 1, 6. So score format is that, and then I'm going to do int score equals, what's the score he's got? He's got 0. Int high score equals 100. Okay. So I'm going to do screen dot print message, and it's going to be 0 again because it's on 0 and then 0, so that's 17, 18, 19. 19 comma string dot format score format, and then we want to specify high score and then score. So I think it's 6. I think you can do 6 and it does leading zeros. So we'll see. And then if it's wrong, we'll get a word from the family back east. Yeah, that didn't work. Instead we got 6. Why did it do that? That was weird. Why did it do that actually? It did 6 and 6. So there's this great website, Steve X C# format. Steve X string formatting in C#. These are the things you gotta just know off the top of your head how to get to. This guy's website has been up for years. So Steve Tibbert, thank you. This is a great resource. It's much better than the MSDN documentation. I've no idea when this was put up, but it was a long time ago. Anyway, I don't know. I don't even know when the last time he posted. Oh, okay. June 2017. So good on you, Steve. Thanks. Okay, so I want to have zeros. Oh, so I just put in 0, 0. Okay. 0 placeholder. So that's instead of 6, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll do the same thing over here. And now there you go. Okay, and it's not yellow, but we can solve that in just a wee second. because we have the power. We can do draw the score, and then we can do from 0, and then we want to specify X, and then it's going to be 19, and then our ink is going to be 6, and our paper is going to be 0. And boom, there we go. So it is starting to look very, very much like Manic Miner, and you can see that we have our air ticking down, and it does the proper thing when it gets to the boundary. There you go, and it moves down and down and down and down and down until eventually you run out of air, and then you die. Okay. So what else can we do today? Oh, we could fix the air, actually. We could fix the air supply. That would be nice. Okay, so our air supply is brought in from room data. And where are we? So I can get rid of char screen now. I can get rid of that as well. That's gone. Debug create sprite, ZX attribute portal, room store. Yeah, let's get rid of everything but room store. Okay, so that is our pixel. So I'm going to read this in one byte at a time. So that is going to be air first. Byte air first equals that. So I want to set a breakpoint here because I want to find out why that's coming back in here. So the key shape, just going back to the room format, so the item graphic is the key shape, and then from 700 to 701 is our air supply. So the value held at offset is A plus 32, where A is the column that the air goes up to. Effectively, you have A minus 4 characters of air as the air starts at column 4. Okay, so I reckon nothing. I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. Okay. So air first is going to be 0, obviously. And then we press that there, we get 63. Okay, so 63 minus 32. Why is it getting 221? Oh, because it's 63, that's why. Because I'm an idiot. That would be that way around. Okay. So, and then I'm going to do data.airSupply equals new air supply. And that's going to be air length equals air size. Tip equals air pixels. Okay, and then I set a breakpoint there, and then inside my room renderer, I am going to say when I start. So when I start the game, I'm going to say air head equals. Oh, I'm going to do it here. Equals data.airSupply.tip air length equals data.airSupply.length. Okay, I think they're all the same in the original Manic Miner. I think they're all the same. I can get rid of that because you don't need that anymore. And anything else in here? Yeah, I can get rid of add sprite. If we need it, we've got it in source control. We probably won't need it. Draw the air supply, and yeah, I think that's good. And then we'll go back to here, and we'll restart Unity. And when we press play, okay, so air size is 27. Okay, that's good, and air pixels is 250. So we should end up with the same which is what we did end up with. So that's good. It's good. All right, so we're at almost an hour of elapsed time in here, and I think that's a good time to stop. We have Manic Miner, and I'm just gonna turn off the webcam here so that I can have a little thumbnail to run on in the background while I'm talking about this over the start. So yeah, I think that's it for tonight. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to continue these Manic Miner videos. I actually like, and as well as the other videos that I do, obviously. But I actually am enjoying the Manic. I don't know if you are. Going by the viewing figures, not so many people. But I'm still enjoying it. I'm going to plow on with this and get this game finished because I've always wanted to remake Manic Miner. It's been a kind of I don't know why I started with Attic Attack, to be honest. I am going to come back to Attic Attack as well with a lot of the stuff that we've learned from Manic Miner. I'm going to do for Attic Attack as well, including things like the drawing of the lines for the rooms and everything. That's all going to be done like using an algorithm rather than just having a graphic. So anyway, this is the Manic Miner video. It's not an Attic Attack video. So yeah, so I hope you enjoy these videos. They're a bit self-indulgent, but you know, it's YouTube, so should be called MeTube, I suppose. MeTube, you viewer, MeTube. So if you liked the video, sorry, if you liked the video, then hearty thumbs up. If you got this far, then you might as well subscribe. Just saying, you know. And that's also the alert button as well. So if you see the call button, looks a bit like this, only it's kind of squashed because it's got to fit in a 16 by 16 thing. Then smash that as well, because apparently you need to use that as well as subscribing. So there's a little bell button somewhere. I don't know where. And yeah, keep the conversation alive. If you, you know, if you like these videos, tell your friends. And spread the word. That would be nice if you wouldn't mind doing that. Obviously, you know, you owe me nothing, so no obligation, but it would, you know, would be nice. And I will catch you in the next video. So thank you again for watching, and goodbye.